About 200 different species of moray eels exist worldwide. Of these, 4 different species will be found diving in the south of the Canary Islands. Seeing a moray eel with its mysterious eyes and gaping mouth can be scary, but in the Canaries they pose no threat to scuba divers. Moray species have a dorsal fin located near the gill slit, and running along the eel's back, while the anal fin is located behind the anus. Eurypterigianae has both a dorsal and anal fin located at the end of the tail. In the Canary Islands, the most common moray fish belongs to the subfamily Murinae. They have a dorsal fin that extends from just behind the head along the back and connects to the caudal and anal fins. Some people even believe that it has more in common with snakes than eels. The distinguishing feature of moray eels is their jaws. The moray's jaw is located further back in the head and closely resembles the oral jaw. When feeding, moray fish project these jaws into the oral cavity, where they grasp prey and transport it into the throat. Moray eels have unique slime, so first prepare the slime to wash it off. Scrub with a brush while looking at the salt. The moray eel is a fish that, due to its elongated shape, together with the conger eel and the eel, belongs to the group of anguilliforms. Collagen is a nutrient that can be expected to have a beautiful skin effect. It has a great nutritional value in omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins. The Romans considered it a great delicacy and served it at their lavish banquets. Compared to fish such as salmon and Pacific sorry, which are often found on the table, moray eels are not so familiar. It looks a little scary, but did you know that it's actually nutritious? Its flesh is white and gelatinous, although due to its large number of thorns, many people believe that it only serves to make fish broths. However, you can make delicious dishes such as fried brunette, marinated, with honeyed rice or stews. Moray are opportunistic, carnivorous predators and feed mainly on smaller fish, crabs and octopuses. Groupers, barracudas, and sea snakes are among the few known predators, making many moray species apex predators in their ecosystems. The size, color pattern and habitat of moray eels depend on the species. Most moray eels in the southern Canary Islands you will find in places with a combination of good hunting grounds and sufficient protection. You find them on many volcanic rock formations, artificial reefs such as shipwrecks, as well as on any debris they can use as a hiding place. First, cut off the fins and bones at the base. Next, divide the abdomen along the midbone. If you damage your internal organs at this time, it will smell bad, so be careful. The spine of the moray eel has a bulge, so the trick is to run the knife along this bulge. Cut the middle bone from head to tail with the middle bone by using a knife along the middle bone. At this time, the upper body part of the abdomen is complete. Be careful with the small bones of the moray eel. There are countless small bones on the back of the moray eel. Small bones are sharp and hard, so they need to be removed. Remove exposed bone from the body's surface by scraping a thin layer with a kitchen knife. Larger bones should be removed with tweezers. Cut the fillet into pieces. You need a knife with a razor blade as the skin is difficult to cut all the way through. The moray is then ready to be cooked, in this case a traditional Japanese nitsuke, braised/stewed in soy sauce and sake. The moray pieces are placed in the pan and covered with a portion of sake, a little mirin, sweet cooking wine, and a little dashi broth. If you cook regular nit soup with a whole fish, you don't need to add broth, and season with soy sauce and bring to a boil. You just need to add a few drops of soy sauce and the mixture will reduce by about 1/10 of its original volume. Any longer and it will be too salty. I also like to add some peeled ginger. Once the stew has reduced a bit, you can add little things for variety. Here I added some green manganji peppers, like a Japanese version of pimientos de padron, but in Japan almost anything can be added like daikon radish, tofu, gobo, Japanese burdock root, ban, onions, anything that can absorb a little of sweet stewed wine. Once the amount of water has reduced, you need to reduce the gas heat accordingly and cover the fish with a lid or a layer of tin foil, or use a traditional Japanese wooden lid to cover the inside of the pan, called otoshibuta. There are as many ways to make nit soup as there are Japanese grandmothers, and thus there is no right way to do it, but the orthodox way is for the fish to be kept moist with a lid and not heated too high to destroy the fish's aroma and taste, not too long either. Some people add chopped ginger or green onions for decoration. One thing I definitely do, and many people don't, is add a soaking period. Once the dish was ready, I turned off the gas and covered it for about 10 minutes to cool a bit. The fish and vegetables themselves will absorb the cooking wine and have a much better color when cooled at about 60 degrees Celsius. Then I put it back on the fire and heated it to serving temperature. Here it is, Japanese-style braised moray eel in soy sauce. Although it is a type of moray eel that is rarely sold nationwide, it is a fish that you can enjoy in many different flavors depending on the preparation method, such as fried chicken and kabeyaki. Therefore, it is a popular ingredient in Kochi Prefecture, where it is produced. To process moray eels at home is not easy, but when possible, you can eat them at home using your favorite recipe. The tricks of roasting, defatting and searing your skin are invaluable, as is the cooling time before serving. Of course, Japanese style has to do it justice. Other than that, the sky is the limit. To get creative with it, papillet, fried, grilled, cataplana, sous vide, even smoked, one bite and you'll be hooked. Salmon, a versatile and readily available fish, is loaded with time-beneficial omega-3s, high-quality protein and rich micronutrient functions. Those interested in the nutritional profile of salmon should know that higher omega-3 intake is associated with a reduced risk of certain diseases such as cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease and other conditions. Firstly, while there are concerns about mercury and other toxic contaminants in fish, salmon is rich in nutrients with minimal toxins regardless of whether you buy farmed or wild-caught fish. 2. Salmon has 121 calories, 17 grams protein, 5.4 grams fat, including beneficial omega-3 fatty acids and healthful polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, and 37.4 milligrams sodium. There is no fiber, sugar or carbohydrates in salmon. The following nutrition information is provided by the United States Department of Agriculture for 3 ounces, 85 grams of raw, wild-caught Atlantic salmon. 3. A 3-ounce serving of raw salmon has 5.4 grams of fat. Of that, about 1.5 grams is from beneficial omega-3 fatty acids including EPA and DHA. Less than 1 gram comes from saturated fat. The fatty acid composition of salmon varies depending on whether it is farm-raised or wild-caught. Farmed salmon is often higher in fat, including saturated fat. Fish recover more comfortably. 4. There are 17 grams of protein in 3 ounces of wild-caught salmon fillet. Because farm-recovered fish has more fat, its mass contains slightly less protein. Regardless, salmon is an excellent source of high-quality complete protein, providing all the essential amino acids we require. Salmon provides vitamin A and many B vitamins. It is one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D. Wild salmon is a particularly good source. 5. Salmon is also rich in several minerals, including phenol, potassium, phosphorus, zinc and selenium. In addition, canned salmon also contains a lot of calcium, due to its edible bones. A 3-ounce portion of salmon provides 121 calories, most of which come from protein. Some calories also come from healthy fats. Health benefits of salmon. Fish has long been considered a health-promoting food. In particular, salmon is rich in nutrients. The American Heart Association recommends eating fish twice a week for good heart health. 6 people who eat fish regularly are protected from many cardiovascular diseases. Omega-3 fats help prevent blood clots and reduce inflammation, a strong factor in the development of heart disease. Salmon is also a rich source of potassium, which helps reduce blood pressure. 7. Canned wild salmon is a good source of both vitamin D and calcium, 2 essential nutrients for bones. Although salmon also provides some vitamin D, the amount varies depending on the type of food used. Studies show that increasing vitamin D levels in farm-raised salmon will have a positive impact on human bone health. 5. Salmon's high protein content also contributes to bone health by supporting muscle strength. Salmon protein is made up of all amino acids, including those that serve as precursors to mood-regulating neurotransmitters. Fish consumption is associated with a reduced risk of depression. The omega-3 fats in salmon also benefit the brain and have been suggested in some studies to improve mood. 8. Omega-3 in salmon, especially DHA, is closely related to the development of the brain and nervous system of the fetus. Inadequate omega-3 supplementation during pregnancy and lactation has been shown to hinder the intellectual development of infants. 9. Salmon is lower in mercury than larger fish like steamed fish or swordfish, making it a better choice for those who want to eat fish during pregnancy. Some studies have found omega-3 has a protective effect against cognitive decline, such as Alzheimer's disease. 10. Although more research is needed to confirm this benefit, it appears that overall nutrients from whole foods provide cumulative effects that go beyond those of omega-3 supplements alone. Wild salmon gets its orange color from the antioxidant astaxanthin, a carotenoid with neuroprotective properties that works alongside omega-3s to slow brain aging. The services, including the salmon service, were potentially life-threatening due to the midfielder's insignificance. 12. Fish allergy is different from allergy to other types of seafood, such as shellfish. It is not surprising that the plague fish appeared later in poetry. If you are in doubt about responding to anise or other finned fish, see an allergist for a full evaluation and treatment plan.